I did.
You didn't the whole of New York and you didn't see two strangers?
No. I like the opening song, but like I listen to the rest of it. Like,
Not your thing? No. Saturday music.
I want to get a bar, so like if it's as good as they say. Oh yeah, I saw. Like it was a showbiz trip. That's what it always is for me.
He just got back from New York.
I had a little bit, not as much as I probably wanted this time around.
He does a marathon, really.
How many shows were sound?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just six?
That's a light day. That's a light
Someday.
day.
For one on Friday, two on Saturday, three on Sunday.
But they were like trying
But
I have a
short show after.
third show on Sunday for probably.
Baker got.
No, you weren't in there.
My size better.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here.
She was great. She was great. Very different comedy style.
Yeah.
But like.
Didn't feel like different shows.
Yeah.
These are the different.
Stark differences between the two.
Yeah.
Now, having seen it, how much arm twisting and convincing are we gonna this is all recorded by the way. Are we gonna have to get Mark to do it at the amphitheater?
It will.
Unless the Lincoln Amphitheater has like an After Dark series, I just don't know that, the state.
There's only so many shows about Abe and his
I'll take it. Start a petition. Yeah. There's a few people in favor of O'Mary. Just a few.
Do your best, yeah.
I do, Donna.
Oh, I have to sign that from last.
Yeah. That sounded like a story or something.
That's expected.
Yeah. For the expo.
Thank you, Brooke. Darla Blazing. Jasmine Bosler. Here. Julie Burns. Here. Amy Janado. Here. Lori Eckerly. Here. Viviana Green. Here. Like Macaulay here. Pete Funker.
Here.
Beth Seidel.
Here.
Patton. Rand Vonderfide. And Allison Woodruff. Present. Thank you. I'll stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did you get a chance to do minutes from last the October meeting? So, the motion to approve that. I'll approve. I'll wait a second. 40 seconds. And you'll shoot me, yeah, sorry. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, did somebody review our claim? Financial. Did that?
I'll make a motion that we pay our bills.
Okay, thank you. I second that, and Vivian on cycle, that we pay our. You got it done it, okay. Okay, then any of the staff, there should be the donations first. And we just have to accept this as it's. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second. And. Jasmine, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Old business. Kyle, anything? No. To new business.
Did she replace my name on there now for the?
You are the.
Is it on there now? Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
To John.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it'll be me. It would be Danny, but he was out sick today. So we have a Square point of sale device that is no longer being supported or patched by Square. They're doing basic patches right now. But they have a newer version out. And so we opted to be preemptive while we could, instead of waiting for them to stop patching that POS system altogether. So we've already replaced that device. We just need to jump the one that we are no longer using.
So you just need a.
And I need the asset tag number. I need to read it out loud. Right, Renee?
Read it out loud, just make sure that you know it.
103180.
103180 is the asset tag number.
We need a motion to jump. John, get at that. I'll second. First by Julie, second by Linda, all in favor. Aye. Opposed. John Hill. Committee reports.
That's me, right? Great. I'm sorry if this seems a little more off the rails than maybe what it's been before, but y'all, I'm exhausted. This crew is exhausted too. They've been putting in the grind. And I'll let them talk about their specific stuff, but basically what I want to say today is that some stuff happened, some stuff didn't happen, and some stuff is in the process of happening. There's so much going on right now that we could be here for a few hours to talk about all the different activities and events and things that we're doing. There's a lot of policy conversations and interaction between departments and things that are being discussed and ongoing, some internal to the arts department policy things being discussed as far as, you know, are we set up appropriately in terms of our camera placement in the cultural center and at the auditorium, working through upcoming programming decisions once we get final budgetary numbers in place and everything. But it has been a very exhausting year. I would point out that, believe it or not, 2025, we started the year with feedback on an exhibit that was still in the same year, and we still have a whole other 2 months to go. So there's been a lot going on, and I think it's just been very, very exhausting. But that's a personal thing, so I just wanted to throw that. I guess it's gonna probably sound a little weird. Normally it's just like by the numbers and stuff, but that's what it feels like. So what was October? October was a month where we saw a 26% increase in gallery visits from the year before, which was fantastic. Shout out to all the exhibits and other activities we had going on that brought people into the building. October saw the return of Beehive under our purview. It was indoors this year. We had 10 vendors or 10 artists that were involved. I just looked at the survey responses that we've gotten back. We got we got exactly 5 responses back. So about half of the vendors responded back to our survey. For the most part, they were pleased with how it went. They would have liked to have seen more foot traffic, but all of them but one said they would definitely be back, and one was a maybe. So that was pretty good. We had about 370 some odd people come through between the hours of 9 and 3. So when I talked to the vendors that day, they seemed to be pretty pleased with how things were going. So for doing it inside for the first time and the different changes going on with that, I feel like it went pretty well from my perspective. I can't speak for anybody else, and we haven't gone over the survey responses yet. So they're all hearing this for the first time, but we'll go over that stuff and figure out what we need to modify for future years. Tom Papa, if you guys haven't seen the email yet, that show got rescheduled. 2-hour flight delay from his point of origin meant he wasn't going to get here in time. And he felt awful about it. Got on a call, nothing like getting on a call in a Walmart parking lot with a 3-year-old trying to figure out when you're going to reschedule a comedian, but hats off to the team at UTA and ECE and Liz and Danny and everybody for figuring out when we could get this thing going. And then Liz and I came in for about 3 hours on Sunday, getting all the different points of information changed over online. And then probably between the two of us made about 80 or so phone calls to people trying to catch them before they left town, for those who were traveling in from out of town. And that's in addition to all the work these guys put in on, and I'll let them talk the specifics, but the Dia de Muertos event, that technically happened in November, but it was before this meeting, and all the stuff going into that leading up to it. And then at the same time having to change over exhibits and Camp Create and workshops, and I was saying it's exhausted. We're just exhausted right now. I was open up if anybody has any questions about anything specifically. Oh, Tom Papa, one thing. I think so far, we have had about 42 tickets that we've refunded. In total, we gave folks until the end of the day, Monday, November 10th, just so that they had time to figure out on their calendar. We didn't want to put anybody on the spot, but the new ticketing platform worked well, as far as being able to get emails out to everybody, which the last time we had to do something like this, which was Texas Tenors, which I think Emily was the only one who was on staff for at the time. We didn't have that it wasn't possible for us to do that. They were all calling people, and that was a sold out show. So that worked. I think we're going to be looking at a similar system to what the school corporation uses, as far as call trees, so that we can get more people called in somewhat of an automated fashion. So
Does the system offer a text, I know. Like,
They have to have signed up for it.
Oh, okay.
And
like if they paid the extra money to get it.
40 cents per text message. So currently people have the option to have their tickets sent to them via text, but they are charged for that service and we're billed for it as well.
So when they pay for it, we get the revenue,
Okay.
but then we turn around and then when Ticket Search bills us, they include that in there. But no, we got a lot of great feedback from folks regarding the rescheduled date. A lot of folks were surprised that we were calling them, but we just didn't want people to leave town, have to get here and just realize that the show wasn't happening. So it is what it is, and luckily we were able to reschedule it quickly, and hopefully we can make up for those tickets where people just weren't able to make it. But we'll roll with the punches. And you guys want to know about anything else? Like I tell you, we could sit here for days if you want.
Can I ask this, Kyle?
Absolutely,
Yeah, what comes across very clearly is you are exhausted.
sure.
And what good as a board is it if we can help?
Yeah.
What can we do for you? Like on Sunday, had I been called and you said, Liz, you would have said, come in and help me make phone calls, I would have been there in a minute.
Yeah,
So there's no reason for you to be this exhausted when you have people willing to help.
yeah. No, I appreciate that, and I hope that it doesn't come off as like I'm not trying to throw a pity party. Yeah, but absolutely, and I think and that's a good point. I think part of Sunday, specific to that is we truly
There was like.
we didn't
there was
know.
like, you're like, oh, I was like, I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
It was like-
and that's not just Liz, that's anybody sitting here, and even Danny, like when stuff goes down, we're just like, all right, let's go to work, and then that's what we do. And it's good for us to be reminded that there is that support as well. And it's good to know, but I know I was telling Liz on Sunday that it had to be a very deliberate, I don't know how many times we check boxes to make sure, like, okay, did we forget something? Make sure we step through this process. So a lot of it was just us learning that too in the moment. Because the last time we had gone through it, with this ticketing platform to similar to what we have now, it was a backstage show. It was the night before. So it was a little bit of a different scenario. Now, in retrospect, given your point too, I probably should have called Emily or talked to Emily, but I also know she was busy helping John Paul get his exhibit taken down. And so that's, from me to Emily, I should have hit you up next time. She's like, dang it, now Julie's got me on the phone hook, But no, that's a good point, and it's good to know, and it's just something I think I need to sit down and think through, like, okay, where can we do this and this and this? But I mean, the board's been really good about stuff when we've asked. So there's no feeling of there not being that. It's just 2025's been a year, That's great. I appreciate it, Julie. Thank you. I mean, the other things I would say, last month. And I'll try to keep it short, see, I'm in the rambling mode now. As far as like total usage across our facilities, this time, a month ago, not that everything is about numbers, so much of it is more about impact, but if we looked at numbers, a month ago, our total usage across both facilities was down 3% from the year before. Now it's down 2%. So we know we're closing that gap. Ticket revenue right now is ahead of where we were a month from now at this point. Total ticket quantity for the season is down, but from talking with other venues, that seems to be like a common thing right now, is that just the number of tickets venues are selling is down. I don't know, like I said, like it's all there. It's just not on this piece of paper right in front of me.
Are you also gonna do Danny's report or anything building construction?
I do have Danny's report. Yeah. You want me just to like roll right into it? Let's do it. I love it. Let's just keep it rolling. So as you might recall, we updated the landscaping at the auditorium. If you haven't had a chance to drive by there, I would encourage you to do so. It's very well done. Hats off to Brescher. Appreciate their assistance in getting that done. So they ripped out everything. Like everything that was there was gone, and then it was totally replaced. And it's now also cleaned up and taken care of down from what is the new egress door down to where the stairs are on the west side of the building. So the part that you see from the CTIM building, that landscaping just kind of stopped at the corner of the building, and now it continues all the way down the side of that building. So it looks a little more put together. The focus was on sustainability and maintenance, and putting the building in a position where I'll say when we paint it, because I know that's been something that's been talked about, that we're not tied into like, oh, well, we picked rock that matched what we had before, and now it has to be this color of paint. Like we have a more neutral tone there. So that'll be good. So that went well. The doors and the exterior doors of the lobby that were there since 1983 have been replaced. And so that will help us. No knock on those doors, no pun intended, but see, guys, this is what happens when you're tired. As my son, my 5-year-old would say, Dad, stop. Mom doesn't like these jokes. Anyway, that was completed by Kaish. We appreciate their assistance with that. Appreciate legal's assistance getting those service contracts put together and keeping on us for making sure they get executed properly. The work that we are working with Astro on doing, which is replacing the fire panel and adding the security cameras at the auditorium. We're still waiting on Astro to get those contracts back to us. They said it might take them a bit. I guess they're very busy right now. So once we get that back, and we'll get that scheduled and all that. And then we had the open enrollment meeting for the city that Danny helped facilitate. And then coming up with the rescheduled Tom Papa show, we will have from a performance standpoint, Damn Tall Buildings, which is a backstage show, will be on the Saturday the 15th. And then we'll turn around and change over the space for Tom Papa show on Sunday the 16th. So it'll be a busy weekend, but it'll be split across 2 pay periods because of the Sunday to Saturday setup. But yeah, we did experience, this is just, I think, going to be a quirk with things. So there's one gallery, the northernmost gallery in the cultural center. When it rains hard and it's a really strong wind, there's one spot that leaks. And we've been battling this thing for years. We've talked with Kaish. We've had, I think it's K&K is the name of this company.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Things lasted a year.
The last fix seemed to take care of it for a bit, and he came back in and he said that he thinks that, at this point we probably should get Kaish back involved. So we're working with that and trying to figure all that out. On a positive note though, Jason with the library has been going around and replacing the lights in the bollards at the cultural center, and the new lights are much brighter and should last a lot longer. So I know it's been pretty dim at night there and stuff.
Is the leak in the windows up there?
So before you could see, if you look, you could see where there was actually a gap in the seal. Where we thought, well, okay, so it's covered, but when it's the wind that's driving it in, that's how it's getting in, and it's working its way down to falling in the gallery. At this point, it doesn't look like the seal has been opened again, but I think that's where Alex was like, you guys should probably call Kaishin again. So we're trying to figure that out. And it's fortunate that it's not over a wall or something. Silver linings being what they are, we're able to, and we've been lucky too, that it hasn't been during some kind of installation or sort of 3D exhibit. And we're able to work around it as needed. I hate that we would have to do that. So we're still trying to get all that sorted out.
Is to know that 15th and the 16th yet, if you're gonna change over on the 15th or on the 16th.
The morning of the 16th, Danny and Juan are gonna take down the risers from that we use for the the backstage shows and put those away. Tom's setup is 4 boom poles in the side. I don't want to simplify boom poles, they're pretty heavy, but it's not like we're setting up for Ailey 2 the next day or something like that.
You guys don't need a lot of extra hands.
We always need extra hands.
Yeah.
If you've got extra hands, I would suggest you see a doctor first and then come and. I hope Wits is getting a lot out of this. Shout out to Wits for being on the meeting.
Anything else to add? We go to Emily.
Since this goes up on YouTube, I guess the only thing I'd say is make sure that folks smash that like and subscribe button. I got your name.
Share your vision.
All right, then on. Done. Okay. All right, so opening of the new exhibits, it's the DuBois County Ofrenda. So the exhibits, Casey and I have been working with Elasi and the library and over a dozen other organizations. Casey will tell more details about what we did with those groups. But we all came together to build the Ofrenda in the gallery space, the beautiful space. We have the candles lit, we have the pathways, we have the spirit animals, we have the movements, the textures. It's very nice. So it's for the community, by the community. So everybody's welcome to share their photos of their loved ones. Anybody can. We have extra candles there. So you bring your photo, just put your name on the back of the photo so we get that returned to you. Place it on the ofrenda and then put a candle in front of it. And then we'll enjoy your loved ones with everybody until the end of December, end of December. So exciting things are happening in the gallery space. So that is up, and then installing another exhibit today and tonight, the Visual Arts Committee exhibit. My committee works with me throughout the year, so one of the perks of being on the committee, like when you graduate over there, you can. You can hear me. When you graduate, you can be on the Visual Arts Committee. But one of the perks of being on that committee is you get an exhibit to exhibit each year. So excited to show those supporters off. Like Kyle said, I worked with John Paul over the weekend to take down his show. He had the big paper weavings. He went on and on how he's worked with many galleries and many museums throughout the world and countrywide. And this is one of his favorite, and it's most professional and organized galleries. So that was exciting to hear. I said, well, it works whenever the artists are organized too. And then earlier this month went to Jasper Elementary to read to some 3rd graders, told them about Jasper Arts, what we do, who we are, gave them all kinds of goodies. And then we started some clay classes, some adult clay classes this month, going through the end of the year. Kids classes, of course, each month there's a new one. Sign up for any of those if you'd like. And then looking for 2027 artists. So it's the portfolio reviews up until March. It's free to submit. Any types of mediums are welcome. They do have to be professional artists. I think it's 18 or older. And then with the included images would be a resume and their statement. So you or your friends or your family or loved ones, artists you know on the streets, museums, whoever you see them, give them one of these. I just need the titles of 10 works and then their images. And they can mail it in, snail mail or email, so, or submit online. So it's all free. And then my committee will review those in the spring and then we'll pick 2027. So it's crazy that that's already here. But that's all I have. Okay, any questions? Thanks. Yeah, oh yeah, thank you, Beth. First Thursday, is this Thursday, 5 to 7. Visual Arts, their exhibit will be the one opening, since we opened one up Saturday, but yes, food, drinks, laughter, bars open, and all the artists will be there. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Hello. Yes, so in October, we had 45 freshmen come in for tour of opportunity. Alongside Alyssa Harlow, a recent graduate of USI. She's now a graduate school candidate. That was very, very nice. We had a great time. I had a lot of great feedback from those kids about things that they were excited about in our building. Just many of them hadn't been there for the first time. That's a countywide initiative, so it was kids from all of the county high schools. And then we had Ailey too. I think I mentioned that to you guys before, which we had nothing but positive feedback for. Mike Wiley came, and he performed the Rosa Parks show, which we had tremendous response on the feedback. And not just tremendous response, but then it was all positive feedback and people were asking him to come back a third time. Like they really appreciate Mike, and I do too. He's awesome. So really great to work with. Camp Create was great. We had 9 campers. And we had, so they came in the morning from 9 to noon, Monday through Thursday. We covered David Hockney. I put things out for you guys to look at. It was awesome. They got to build a camera obscura. They painted, they did projection art. I mean, it was an amazing thing. And they love the artist and they love talking about an artist who's still working. So it was a really good camp. October 21st, Poetry and Pride happened. So this was an event that we collaborated with Pride on. We had 7 poets that night. All of the poets read their own work, which was wonderful. They were brave and vulnerable, and it was amazing. And it was a very communal and special in-person experience. And I'd like to have more of those kind of sharing experiences in our space. The Dia de Muertos exhibit was a huge, well, continues to be, so come first Thursday and see it, a huge success. And we had, what do you think, Emily, was it like 80 to 100?
Oh, over 100.
Over 100, okay.
Sure.
I take Emily's word for it. It was a really, really great. The Mexican consulate came and said some really amazing things about the shrine and just gave some history and things like that. And then we had some contributors who I'd like to thank the South Texas Human Rights Center, Latidos Unidos Jasper High School, Los Raiders Southridge High School, Cultura Conectada Southridge Middle School, Jasper Du Bois Public Libraries, the 4th grade Huntingburg Elementary Dual Language Program. 44 bilingual poems are hanging up in our gallery right now from those kids, and they also read some of them at the event, so it was amazing. Perry Central's internship program, our intern Jade helped us out a lot on this project. The city of Jasper, and then Angel Decoraciones y Vestidos, I'm gonna say, who donated the gorgeous quinceañera dress that decorates our La Catrina. So it's awesome looking. And then Tienda Morleon, a Mexican grocery store, and they donated traditional Mexican Day of the Dead bread, Pan de Muertos, which went in 2 seconds. I mean, that bread was put out and people were like, stop talking so we can get the bread. And then it was gone. It was delicious and it looked beautiful is what I heard. So, so that was amazing. We had so many workshops. We had so many young people come in all throughout the month. We built steps for it called Tapetes Alebrijes. I mentioned the poetry. So the project before it even happened on Saturday had just already done a lot of people a lot of good, and it continues to. So please come. People are welcome to like come and bring their photographs or whatever they would like to do, contribute to the shrine. We also had lots of community contributors whose names I don't have because they just called and said, can I bring this? Can I bring you flowers? Can I do this? Can I build this? And of course, the answer was yes. So that was great. That's what I did in October. In November, we're gonna have tons of workshops happen. Holiday stuff kicks off. So that's gonna be really good. I'm gonna be planning all of the like January through May spring workshops that I can. Some of those are already up. There's an oil painting class that's beginning to fill up, things like that. So check those out. And then we'll have 2 field trips in October. Our middle school is coming and then Christmas Elementary again. I'm sorry, in November. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm up to this coming month. Any questions? Anything?
Was it all great campers, repeat campers from the summer?
Some of them were, and some of them were new, which was great. We opened it up to 15 because I have 15 iPads. One of the things I wanted to do is use the iPads because David Hockney is a big iPad artist. They loved it. They absolutely loved working on those. It was funny too, right before camp. Anyway, side note, Procreate updated. So we were all like, and so Elizabeth Wortman texted me and was like, Procreate is totally different. And I got on it this morning and it's weird, and I was like, oh no, but it was fun. And of course the kids, they know everything. Like you hand them an iPad and they're like, oh, I'm good. So, so they love that. So, yeah, so it was wonderful because they all had so much one-on-one and they were delightful and very artsy kids. And then the few who were new to us, like, I think they really got art in their heart, so I'm hoping to see them back as well. Any other questions? Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything to add? Public business?
Allison, there's your opportunity.
Oh, yes. I don't think my mic is working, so I'll just project.
Okay.
Jasper High School is performing Cinderella 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The 21st through the 22nd will be at 7 o'clock, and the 23rd will be on Sunday matinee at 2. Cute.
Are you in it?
Yes, I play the stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, on behalf of the board, we thank you all for working tirelessly and offering all that you do. So Kyle, to reiterate, we are here for the support. So I'll text reach out if you need extra hands. So all available. Have you started the process to hire for your exhibition?
So, no, one of those first, where do we define the start of that process? I would come to the board for permission. And I think one of the things that I've talked with Kale about, and what we've had at least one conversation internally about is not just jumping in and filling a position to fill a position, and really reflecting on where the department is at, where the department is going, and taking the opportunity to really determine what is going to be the best fit in terms of roles, responsibilities, and that sort of thing for the department. Potentially, and of course, we'll continue to collaborate with the staff, with Kale's office, mayor, and the board as well. So when we feel like we have a pretty good set of roles and responsibilities, what that looks like, well, I'll come before the board and ask permission to start the hiring process. But it's definitely not something where we're just gonna rush into and say, let's hire a body to hire a body.
Is that full-time position?
It is right now.
Do you expect that to change?
I hope not. Yeah. No, I think that there's certainly no shortage of work that can be done. It's, I think, determining what that looks like. And I don't know that as constructed previously, is what makes the most sense for the city right now.
Any motion to adjourn? I'll make the motion. Second. I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Return.